Hey, good morning everyone, TJ here. Today we're checking out a new snowboard on the Nidecker lineup called the Gamma. Let's get into it. All right, for reference, before I jump into the tech, I'm 5'10", I weigh around 155 pounds, and I'm riding this board in a 157. So this is gonna be like an all mountain freestyle focused kind of board on the Nidecker lineup, and it is an asymmetrical twin. So it does have an asymmetrical side cut. All that means is that you have a bit of a deeper side cut on your heel side edge, give you a little bit more leverage on your heel side turns and make that carving experience feel a little bit more natural. It is a true twin other than that, but it does have a designated toe side and heel side edge because of that asim design. It is a camber dominant snowboard as well, pretty much full positive camber, but it does have a little bit of a rocker release as you get closer to the contact points. They're calling it a camrock profile, but should come through with that more precise, solid camber feel. It's got a significant amount of carbon built into it as well. So it runs Nidecker's pop carbon. You've got 7 carbon stringers running from tip to tail down the entire length of the snowboard that you can actually see through this translucent top sheet. It's gonna help give the board a little bit more energy, a little bit more snap. And going along with that, it does have their premium sandwich construction is what they call it. So that actually adds an extra layer of carbon in the layup to provide even more energy and just get a little bit more out of this snowboard. You're also gonna find some 3D contour in the tips in both the nose and the tail, a little bit of a spoon shape going on. Should provide a little bit smoother turn initiation. It's gonna provide a slight benefit in softer snow as well. I think it might be a little bit more fun for butters and flat ground tricks, making it a little bit more catch free, but we'll find out here a little bit later. I'll share some more feedback on that. You'll also find their absorbed top sheet. So the way they design their top sheet, it has a little bit of a dampening benefit that helps smooth out the ride and mellow out vibrations. And it also runs a N7000 Syntruded base. So it's an extruded base, but gonna be a little bit more durable and a little bit faster than your typical extruded base. Has some carbon mixed into that material as well. So kind of an intermediate base material that's still gonna be very low maintenance and easy to repair, but has a slight benefit there for you guys. And that's gonna be a quick tech breakdown. We're about to get some laps on this thing and see how it feels out on snow here at Copper. Let's get into it. It's been a fun day out here at Copper, feeling out the Gamma. And let's start off talking about the flex you're gonna find in this snowboard. So I would say it's a little bit on the stiffer side of medium. It does come through with a decent amount of stability. I never felt like it was lacking out here, like I was out of control or it was washy. And I'd say this board is geared more towards high intermediate to advanced riders. Although it's not very demanding, it did have a pretty manageable and comfortable feel out there overall right from the first lap. You're gonna get some nice energy out of this snowboard as well with that camber dominant profile and all the carbon mixed into the layup. This board does come through with some nice snap and pop. Although I will say that reverse camber blend near the contact points does mellow out the pop a little bit, but isn't an area where I'd say this board is lacking at all. It's gonna have your back anytime you're trying to get this thing in the air, whether you're just cruising around the resort or taking it into the park. It's got a pretty nice snappy feel to it. I think that reverse camber was also quite noticeable trying to press the board, and that combined with that spoon you find in the nose and tail actually makes this board a lot of fun for more flat ground and butter type tricks. So that's something you want to integrate more into your riding, something you want to work on. Even though this board is a little bit stiffer, still a lot of fun for that kind of stuff. Very nice and catch free, swiveling the nose around on the snow. I did kind of ease my way into it, but as I started to commit more, I was very pleasantly surprised with how catch free this thing is. So definitely a board you could use for that kind of progression if that's something that you're into. And as far as park laps go, this thing held up very well in the park here at Copper. We spent most of the day riding the medium line, had a good time feeling out the jumps, hit quite a few jib and rail features as well. And overall, I'd say it's a pretty well-rounded freestyle board, although maybe just slightly more jump leaning with the stability and the stiffness you're gonna find in it, but Still a good time on rails and jibs also. Just might make you work a little bit harder for the more techie stuff, but you still have a good time really anywhere that you take it, and does have this ability to confidently step up to larger features. So I would say it kind of sits middle of the road, maybe just slightly more jump leaning, and overall a very versatile freestyle deck, both in and out of the park as well. If you wanted to hit more natty features, take this thing around trying to find cliff drops, log jibs, all that kind of stuff, I think you'd have a lot of fun with this thing as well. I also want to talk about the carving experience you're going to get with the Gamma. So 2 specs I always throw out are the waist width and side cut. At a 157, you're going to find a 25.6 centimeter waist, which is pretty average, not super wide, but still wide enough to get those more aggressive edge angles comfortably. Not a bad carver at all, although it might be a little bit narrow if you have a larger boot size, like stepping up to those size 12, 13, 14 boots. And for the side cut, it's asymmetrical like we mentioned earlier. So on your toes, you're gonna get a 7.5 meter side cut, and on the heels, you're gonna find a 7.2 meter side cut. So again, pretty middle of the road, pretty versatile, gonna feel good at a wide variety of speeds. And the asim wasn't crazy noticeable. I'd say my first couple laps, I did notice it quite a bit, but after that, it just felt natural, felt balanced, and didn't really feel like it was in the way at all. Just felt like the board turned like it was supposed to. Although you definitely do get a little bit more leverage on those heel side carves, which is nice. And as far as how it feels when you're out there exploring and cruising around the resort, it's actually quite versatile in my opinion. Even at slower to more moderate speeds, it carves really well. You can confidently lean into it and it'll carry you through the turn nicely, leaving that nice clean line behind you like you want. And when you start to push it and get it up to higher speeds, we'll be trying to find the limits of this thing, still felt very confident in my opinion. I didn't really find any chatter in it. It's got a nice, pretty powerful feel. I don't think that it would have any trouble powering through more chopped up variable conditions, although we did have pretty nice groomers out here today at Copper, but I didn't find it was lacking at all. You know, for being a twin board that's not really geared towards that kind of riding, I think it's a lot of fun for exploring the entire resort, and really has a nice all mountain feel to it while keeping that freestyle personality at its core. And while we didn't have any soft snow to test the Gamma out here today, I think that reverse camber into the spoon you're gonna find in the nose might give this board a slight benefit compared to your typical cambered twin in soft snow or on a powder day, but definitely not gonna be the forte for this one. In summary, I'd say this is a high-performing, do-it-all twin that'd be a great choice for the more freestyle-oriented rider or someone who just wants a versatile, capable twin to explore the resort. It's got plenty of stability, it's energetic, but still remains a pretty comfortable feel that isn't too demanding. So if you're looking for something like that, consider the Nidecker Gamma. I really enjoyed the spoon in the nose you're gonna find in this snowboard, and that asim side cut does separate this board a little bit from some other boards in this category. So if you wanna check it out, I'm gonna have this board linked down in the description below this video. Leave any questions you have for me down in the comments. And if you got some value, please make sure to drop a like before you leave. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for watching today, and I will see you in a new board review soon. Take care, everybody.